The vaccine has been a great relief. But what does that mean for the economy? Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell says not much just yet. At a forum for the European Central Bank, he said it's too soon to know what effect the vaccine truly will have.
And from our standpoint, it's just too soon to assess with any confidence the implications of the news for the path of the economy, especially in the near term. And I would say with the virus now spreading, the next few months could be challenging.
This is USA Radio News.
When thinking about life insurance, my accident reinforced you never know what tomorrow might bring. That's why I reached out to AccuQuote. AccuQuote helps people find a life insurance policy that meets their needs. Since 1986, they've helped millions of folks save up to 60% on their life insurance by comparing the rates and features of dozens of top-rated life insurance products. A healthy 50-year-old non-smoker can buy $500,000 of 10-year level term for less than $45 a month. A 60-year-old under $120 a month. Longer or permanent terms are available. Even if you already own life insurance, you really need to check out my friends at AccuQuote. Don't worry about health issues. Remember, they help me. As a pastor, I'm concerned about your soul and helping you to make sure your family is taken care of. Life insurance is more affordable now than ever, so don't make them wish you'd made that call. 877-437-4781. Call now, 877-437-4781. 877-437-4781.
Rates, policy forms, and availability vary by state.
7 people, including 5 American soldiers, were killed Thursday in a helicopter crash in Egypt.
It's time for Farmer Ranch headlines on the Southeast AgNet. I'm Tyron Spearman reporting. On Monday, the European Union slapped new tariffs on in-shell peanuts and peanut kernels at a level of 25%. The tariffs went into effect on Tuesday, November the 10th. The tariffs are authorized by the World Trade Organization. This is in retaliation by the European Union against the U.S. over government subsidies of Boeing and Airbus. Export markets are of tremendous importance to the peanut industry, and unfortunately, we continue to lose markets due to non-tariff trade barriers, including inconsistent sampling and testing methods, and also procedures at destination ports for aflatoxin and pesticide residues. This direct tariff barrier is another example of the EU taking steps to limit the ability of the U.S. peanuts and agriculture to compete fairly in this key market. While we firmly believe U.S. peanuts can compete in open, fair, and competitive markets, this action by the EU will make U.S. peanuts 25% more expensive than other origins such as Argentina and Brazil. The Peanut Federation, U.S. Peanut Federation, says they are actively working on trade issues on Capitol Hill and will try to fight these increased tariffs that will hinder sending peanuts to the EU, European Union.
Well, hello, Mr. and Mrs. Gardner. Ready to check out? Here we go. Clean air. I don't see a price on there.
Price check on clean air.
What else have we got here? Clean water. Gotta check that, too.
Price check on clean water.
Let's see. Healthy habitat for you.
You can't put a price on our environment. What you can do is support those farmers and others who care for our priceless natural resources. Conservation, there's something in it for you. Brought to you by the Natural Resources Conservation Service.
I'm Tyron Spearman for Southeast AgNet.
When it really counts, depend on the source for the latest weather updates, keeping you ahead of the storm. 96.3 FM, 1370 AM, The Source.
We'll have areas of fog early today, otherwise more clouds and sunshine with a high of 81 to 85. Patchy clouds tonight with patchy fog late and a low of 66 to 73. We'll start Saturday with patchy fog in the morning, otherwise a mostly sunny day, high 80 to 84. Then Sunday, a mix of clouds and sunshine with a shower. A warm day with a high of 84 to 86. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm Holly Holdren.
Finally, shipping made easy. Just Ship is your answer to your shipping aggravation. They come pick up your package and ship it for you. Birthday gifts, eBay sales, or an online return. Just Ship can handle all of them for you. Act now and you can save 20% on an annual subscription, which will take you through the 2020 holiday months. Go to www.justship.net now and take the aggravation out of shipping.
This is Ocala Talks with Tom Schmitz, bringing stories that are important to our community in and around Ocala. Plus, of course, a splash of sports as well. Now, here's your host, Tom.
Good Friday morning to you. Welcome to Ocala Talks with Tom Schmitz. I am coming to you live from the palatial studios of WOCA Radio, just outside the food court entrance to the Paddock Mall in the Brick City beautiful Ocala, Florida, on a very, very superstitious or crazy day, if you buy into that stuff. Friday the 13th. Let's go out to the phone line and see if this guy's suspicious, has any superstitions, or is suspicious of the number 13. Galen Unall from Life South. Galen, good morning to you.
Hey, what's going on, man? I am suspicious. I'm not superstitious, but yeah, I have been called suspicious before.
You have been called suspicious, but not superstitious.
That's right. No, I'm not really superstitious. There are things that you shouldn't do. I just don't think you should walk under a ladder. But yeah, I'm not very superstitious. There is one thing I do believe in, right? You don't bring a banana when you're going fishing. But that's not a superstition. That's fact. When your team is in the playoffs, you do whatever it takes. And so my wife has to wear Red Sox underwear. But again, that's not a superstition.
That's just fact.
That's a fact. So you've got to make sure you delineate that line. There's a lot of things that other people do that I just think are silly and stupid. But the things I do help my team win and bring me good fortune.
Well,
so there's a clear delineation in my mind.
And I think you make a valid point that there's a difference between being superstitious and fact. I'll give you a fact. Fact. You don't say that a football game is over no matter what the score is until it's actually over, because it's never over until the last second runs off the clock, i.e. the Atlanta Falcons up by 19 with 10 and a half minutes to go in the Super Bowl.
28-3.
Buddy of mine goes, wait, there we go. I'm back now. I clicked the wrong button and disappeared. I had a buddy with 10 and a half minutes ago said, "What are you worried about? This game's in the bag." And then Tom Brady happened.
Oh, well, there's a couple of others. Like when you're driving, you're like, "Oh, we're making really good time." That's
traffic jam.
Superstition. That's a fact.
That's a fact. As soon as you say that,
that's a fact. And the only way to get out of that is you have to throw that person out of the car at speed. And again, these aren't. Somebody told me, "Oh, that's an old wives' tale." They were rolling down the street. I threw them out at 75. That's a fact. I'm sorry. These are indisputable.
In the restaurant industry, if you got a cold or something, and it's a slow day, and somebody says because you're not feeling well, "Wow, it's going to be really slow today." As soon as they say that, tour buses pull up outside the restaurant.
Yeah,
that's a fact.
As long as we're going to delineate those facts from the superstitions, then I think we can have a conversation. I'm not a big believer in wearing the number 13 is bad. So
I don't understand. I don't understand. People go, 13's so unlucky. They didn't even build a 13th floor in this hotel. Yes, they did. They just called it the 14th floor.
Yeah, that's silly. I mean, that doesn't have really any impact on life. And again, Friday the 13th has its roots in with the what the heck were those people called? Who went and fought the war, the Holy War?
The Knights Templar.
Knights of Templar. That's when they were all killed. Was on the 13th. So
right.
That's pretty much where it all started.
I
think they would believe. I think they would believe that it's an unlucky number.
Well, I know that. Why aren't we mad at Sunday the 1st instead of Friday the 13th? Because without Sunday the 1st, you wouldn't have a Friday the 13th.
Right. And that's a valid point, Tom. And these are the kinds of things that I'm glad your program is delving into, because these are the answers. We need answers to these questions, and I'm just glad you're on the radio doing it.
That's what I was thinking. Everybody gives Friday the 13th a bad name. You wouldn't have a Friday the 13th if it wasn't for Sunday the 1st. Any month that starts on a Sunday, any month that the first day of the month is on a Sunday, you're guaranteed a Friday the 13th. That's a fact. That's mathematically a fact. There's no way around it. So why isn't it Sunday the 1st fault, not Friday the 13th's fault?
again, but I am going to give Saturday the 14th a break because it's Saturday, and that's usually a pretty good thing.
That was quite possibly one of the worst movies ever made. Did you ever see that movie,
Friday
Saturday the 14th? No, Saturday the 14th.
Oh, why would I watch that?
They
That
made a
sounds
movie
good.
called Saturday the 14th that was a spoof of Friday the 13th, and it had the creature from the Black Lagoon in it. It was a horrible. I think Adrienne Barbeau may have been in it, from Maude days.
Oh, wow.
It was a horrible movie.
Wow.
Horrible.
Wow. All right.
So, good.
right. No, I haven't
one
seen
that you do not need to look up on Netflix. I'll just tell you that.
All right. Yeah, it may be so bad it's not even on there.
Hey,
Hey, did you watch any golf yesterday?
I did watch golf yesterday. That's what I was about to bring up to you. The Masters. Seems a little weird to say the Masters in November. But what people don't know that I knew, that a lot of people didn't know, the weather relatively the same at this time. In April, the weather can go from the low 70s to the high 70s. At this time in Georgia, the highs will be from the high 60s to the mid 70s. So the weather high-wise is about the same. The biggest difference, 2.5 hours less of daylight. They say it's only an hour of daylight less, but it's really about 2 hours of daylight less. And that's a big deal. That's why with half the field yesterday getting a late start, almost a 3-hour delay because of Ada, half the field did not get finished with their rounds yesterday.
Yeah. You know what I did find, and I actually enjoyed it. You could actually see a lot more of the golf course because there weren't people standing there. The patrons weren't standing in the way. And so, when they come into Amen Corner, it was almost like playing Golden Ocala because, typically when they're standing at Golden Ocala or at Amen Corner on the broadcast, there's so many people there you can't actually see how much Golden Ocala replicates it.
Yes.
And also, when you're looking at 15 and I'm sorry, 13 and they're striking it in there and there's not that huge backdrop of all those perfect azaleas. I find that fascinating. So.
Well, yesterday, that was one of the things I took yesterday as I'm watching. I believe it was Patrick Reed was in the middle of the 11th fairway. And what you usually can't see, but you could see yesterday, was the people walking off the tee box at 12, and you could see them in the backdrop of him up on the hill on 11, playing into the 11 green. And you could see the people down on 12 walking towards 12, and it gave you a real good look at what I know, because I've been there numerous times, of just the undulation change that happens hole to hole. What people don't know about number 11 is number 11, when you come off number 10 green to get to number 11, you come to a little T. As you're walking down the patron's path, you come to a T, and you can either take the left up to the tee box or take a right down to the green at number 11 and the tee box at number 12, which is the start of Amen Corner. You're in the middle of Amen Corner between 11 and 12. Well, if you take the left and go up to the tee box, when I say up, it's a good 80-foot elevation change from where you get started at the tee, or the middle of the fairway is where the tee is, to the tee box. And the green's still another 20 feet or 25 feet below the middle of the fairway. 11 is a huge elevation change from the 11 tee box to 11 green. And then number 12, the par 3, it drops even further down the hill. And that's something you don't get to really see a lot. But without the patrons, you can see how the tree line changes and everything. And you can see a lot of the undulation and a lot of the elevation change of the golf course.
Yeah, and again, those are the kinds of things that, because TV is so flat, it's very, very hard to notice. But I thought the course itself looks as beautiful as ever. And you have the fall colors with the leaves changing and everything, and I think it's pretty remarkable. I love watching them tee off on 13, as Rory McIlroy just hit a snap hook on 13.
He certainly did.
He may not make the cut.
What I liked yesterday was, you see Bryson DeChambeau, he hit a ball yesterday that he hit on the far left, and he was doing it to cut the corner, and Nick Faldo goes, oh, that's not good. That's going to be, and then it clears the corner and it goes up in the fairway. He goes, oh, just like back in the old days. He's cut the corner. But what they didn't tell you, and what he says just back in the old days, that tee box after Tiger Woods got extended like 45 yards. So for him to cut the corner, just like in the old days, meant that Bryson DeChambeau just blasted the golf ball.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. Yeah. Again, I'm always I love the course. What happened to McIlroy? I just believe his world got so big that he doesn't grind as much as he used to, and he doesn't have to. I just think that I don't think he plays as much, and I don't think he grinds as hard after he won the 2 majors. Remember, people like Jack Nicklaus and Tiger Woods only come along once in a generation or a couple generations. Yeah. But, there were a lot of good golfers when Jack played, but none that wanted to grind and do the things Jack did to finish not only first in 18 majors, but second in 19 other majors. Think about that record for a minute. People talk about Tiger Woods and how good he is. Jack finished first or second in 37 majors. Unbelievable. Then Tiger comes, he's won 15 majors, and there was a point in Tiger's career where he played all 4 majors, and I think he played like 6 other tournaments just to stay in tune. It tuned his game up, but he grinded so well that even before the incident with his wife, with the golf club and everything, he would play 10 to 12, 15 tournaments a year, but would be in the competitive mix in every one of them because he grinded. Because even though he made all the money he could and everything, it wasn't about making money for Tiger Woods. It was about winning and saying, I'm Tiger Woods, I'm chasing Jack, I'm going to be the best. Some of these kids, and I think Roy fell victim to that, they get there, they win, they have a bunch of success, they start living the lifestyle of success, and then they go, I don't have to play 30 tournaments a year. I can play 15, and if I finish in the top 10 in 5 of them, I'm still making good money. I've won 3 majors. It's a pretty good career. I don't think the drive is there to chase Jack like Tiger did. Tiger's whole motivation in golf is chasing Jack. It's not about money. It's not about winning the John Deere Classic. It's not about winning the Greater Hartford Open. It's about chasing Jack and chasing being the greatest golfer in the world. And I don't think anybody else has that kind of motivation. Yeah, and I tell you what, Tiger's playing well. He finished really 4 under yesterday, and he looked comfortable. He looked like he did last year with the final 2 rounds, and then. I enjoyed so much watching Bryson DeChambeau struggle. Brooks Koepka's struggling. And my pick, JT Thomas is right there in the hunt. So I'm pretty, it's going to be a great, it's always a great course. And it's always a great championship because of the course is such a key part in the whole thing, and it's just you better be able to hit your second shot really well, and you better be able to putt. And it's a course that even though they play the same tournament at the same time every year, except for this year because of COVID, it never gets old. If they played the PGA Championship at the same course over and over and over, I don't think I'd like that. If they played the U.S. Open at the same course over and over and over, I don't think I'd like that. I wish they would do with. What I do wish they would do with the U.S. Open. They're always trying to reach for a new piece of a new course. I would really like it if they kept it to 4. Maybe 5 and just rotated. Like they do the Open Championship over in Europe. Yes. I mean, they went over to, they've gone to places and you're like, all right, that just didn't work. Like when they went to Oregon or, I didn't like it in Wisconsin where Dustin Johnson got the penalty for being in a sand trap. Who the hell knew it was a sand trap? Right. And so I think there is something for, if they kept it like Pinehurst number 2 and Wingfoot and, You know, you and I could sit around and pick 4 or 5 courses.
I could pick 6.
Agree to them.
Right. We got Pebble Beach.
I think 6 may be too many. Pebble Beach, yes.
You got Bethpage Black.
And then what you do with the Players Championship, you can have those wherever the heck you want.
No, you leave those in Jacksonville.
You know?
You leave that in Jacksonville.
Not the Players, the
PGA Championship.
The PGA Championship.
You move it wherever you want.
All right. You move those because it doesn't matter. You know, it's the fourth
and it's the
major.
PGA Championship. It's supposed to show PGA courses around the country.
Right. And I think that would be better for golf. I don't know if I would put Pebble Beach just gets beat up. You know, they just can dominate that course now. But, you know, I would love to have Pinehurst number 2 with those greens and Wingfoot with those tight fairways.
The Congressional.
All of these different things. And yes, that's another one. But again, I think we could pick, honestly, 4 or 5 courses, and then you just rotate them.
I think it's a fabulous idea. You know what else I think is a fabulous idea? Paying some bills and thanking the people that are worthy of bringing Life South and Galen Udall on the radio. We'll be right back after this short timeout from our good friends at Penn Flooring and Palm Garden Health and Rehabilitation Center.
People ask me why I've worked at Palm Garden for so long, and I tell them it's the people. I love to hear the life stories, especially those from the greatest generation. Celebrating life stories is what sets Palm Garden apart, finding out what's important to them. And I love being a resource. Like Macy's Santa, if I can't help, I'll send them to Gimbel's. After all, Palm Garden is located on 34th Street. I'm Jan from Palm Garden. Call me and let's chat. 854-6262.
Hi, this is JP from Penn Flooring here in Ocala. I would like to invite you to come in and visit our spacious showroom where we have solutions for every style and budget. From wall-to-wall carpet to hardwood floors and tiles, we have an unsurpassed selection of flooring. At Penn Flooring, we've provided quality customer service with a family touch for over 25 years. Visit our website at pennflooring.com or come by our showroom, 1201 Southwest 17th Street, just over the bridge. Penn Flooring, quality customer service with a family touch.
Now you did it. Are you completely insane? He's back. He, who must not be named. The man, the myth. The only guy in Ocala to eat his own weight in fried pickles. Twice. Now, you asked for it. Sorta. Live and in person. It's Tom Schmitz.
Welcome back on a Friday the 13th. Ocala Talks. We're on the phone lines with Galen Udall from Life South. Brought to you by the good friends at Penn Flooring, family owned and operated, serving Marion County for over 30-plus years. They owe everything to their success of their unrivaled customer service. The Penn Flooring is a full-service flooring company dedicated to finding the best solutions for your flooring needs and having experience in both commercial and residential fields. Go see their expansive showroom at 1201 Southwest 17th Street here in Ocala, or give them a call at 352-351-3420. We'd also like to thank Palm Garden Health and Rehabilitation Center, located at 2700 Southwest 34th Street. They offer skilled nursing, physical, occupational, and speech therapy. If you have any questions about Palm Gardens Health and Rehabilitation Center, give them a call at 352-854-6262. We're talking with Galen Udall. We're talking about the Masters, talking about golf and how we would like to move to take the U.S. Open and only have it on like 5 or 6 golf courses. I think that's a great idea. Speaking of big golf tournaments this weekend, Galen, I know you may not know this, but the club championship is up for grabs at Ocala Golf Course this weekend.
Yeah, Muni won. Yeah. That's something that everybody pays attention to. Of course, everybody's been working on their handicap for the last 9 months.
Oh, I've been milking it, baby. I've been milking it.
Do you know who? Have you ever heard of the guy on Club Pro guy? He has like a YouTube channel.
Yep.
He's fantastic. That's where I get all my advice on how to win the Club Pro Championship.
Well, I messed up. I was taking my handicap. It went from an 8 back up to about 11.5, almost a 12. And then in the last month, I played well enough. It's back down to a 10. It's going back in the wrong direction now.
Those are the ones you didn't complete the round.
My last round was last Friday.
Weather stopped it.
My last round was last Friday. Shot 41 on the front side at Muni. And then parred 10 and 11, bogeyed 12, and then parred every other hole on the back to shoot 37 on the back. So,
wow, that's
game's in pretty good shape. So I'm looking forward to the golf. I'm looking forward to the club championship this weekend at Ocala Golf Club. I have no shot at winning the championship, by the way. I just want you to know, but I have a shot at being the winner of Flight 5.
There you go.
Not flight one, not championship flight, not championship flight, not flight 1, 2, 3, or 4. Flight 5.
There's about 5 people who can win the championship flight. Let's be very clear.
Yeah, let's be very clear. Exactly.
Yeah. And then again, it depends on who plays and who doesn't. But yeah, there's about 5 of them.
So we're taking a week off of high school football. Taking the season off. I guess you're done. Playoffs start next week.
No. Playoffs start next week. Yeah.
Oh, we'll be broadcasting the playoffs?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. We're going to be following Westport until they're done.
Oh, okay. So FHSAA's changed their rules with high school football playoffs?
Well, as long as you cut them a check, you could do it.
Well, that's what I mean. That's what I mean.
Vanguard's playoffs the last few years.
Yeah, that's what I mean. As long as you cut FHSAA a check, they'll let you continue. Exactly.
Correct. Yeah, that's correct. So that's the plan. Is we're going to be doing that. We'll follow Westport until they're done, and then if I may pick up that Vanguard Dunellen game,
right?
If they're both in it, just because I think that would be fun, and then follow the winning team wherever they go.
We got about 2 minutes left. The final award, and the only award that I really pay attention to in Major League Baseball, was awarded yesterday. Freddie Freeman from the Atlanta Braves, that's the reason I follow it, named the NL MVP. Jose Abreu of the White Sox, AL MVP, both first basemen. But can you really say in a 60-game season where they had 13 home runs and, can you really – I mean, I know that there's going to be an asterisk, but should they have even given these awards out in your estimation?
Well, no, and the only person who really cares that they did are the players and their agents.
Because it's a bargaining chip.
Nobody else does. Yeah, nobody else is really going to look at the 2020 season and say, wow, Abreu really carried his team to the playoffs, which he did, and so did Freddie Freeman. They did have great 60-game seasons. They both fell apart in the playoffs. But, who cares? Who cares? Major League Baseball handled of all the sports that were played all over the world, Major League Baseball handled it the worst. That's what we'll all remember. It took them forever to agree to even have a season. And then the players and the owners fight like they always fight over money, and they're destroying the game. So, and that's why ratings are going down and viewership is going down. Until those two get on the same team and decide they love the game of baseball instead of loving money, it's going to continue to do that.
I agree with you 100%. And it's my favorite sport, and I'm watching it just deteriorate because of millionaires and billionaires hating each other and each of them wanting more money than the other. Just like it's almost like it's a spitting contest to see who can spit the farthest. Hey, Galen, tell us where the Bloodmobile is. 20 seconds.
Yeah, they just despise each other. Today we're going to be at the Winn-Dixie out in Silver Springs. Come by and see us. And, of course, we're right there at the Boulevard at 1607 East Silver Springs Boulevard. Go to lifesouth.org. Please give blood.
Galen Unall from Life South, brought to you by the good folks at Penn Flooring and Palm Garden Health and Rehabilitation. Talk to you next week, Galen.
All right, man. Have a good weekend. Bye, all.
We'll be right back.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM.